Mapagpalang araw, class! Sa video na to, pag-aaralan natin ang solutions. So, ano objectives natin? That at the end of the video, we will be able to identify a solution, describe the types of solutions, explain the different ways of expressing concentrations of solutions, and be able to solve simple problems on concentrations. Bago natin pag-usapan yung paano natin identify yung solution, bakit ba natin, no, pag gusto pag-aralan ng solution, ano ba yung importansya na yung most bodily functions involve solutions. No? Alam natin na the blood brings oxygen to different parts of the body such that if we lack oxygen, it could be fatal. So, oxygen is a gas. So, it's a solution of gas in liquid. No? So, yung blood plasma is also a solution. Yung plasma itself is a solution of water, salt, and electrolytes, which have very important functions in the body. Una na yung nagtatanggal siya ng waste sa katawan. No? Doon dinadaan yung waste. At yung plasma din ay nagdadala ng nutrients, hormones, proteins sa iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan. So, mahalaga na alam natin ang importanteng concepts ng solutions. So, let us try to define what a solution is. So, a solution is a homogeneous mixture of atoms, molecules, or ion pairs of two or more substances, the relative proportions of which may vary with a certain limit. So there are three operational words, no? Homogeneous, a homogeneous mixture, relative proportions, and limits. So meaning homogeneous, hindi mo na madidistinguish yung mga component parts niya, no? Relative proportions, so pwedeng mag-vary, no? Yung proportion ng isa relative to the other, no? Pero dinidictate yun ng certain limit. And that limit is what we call solubility. And solubility is defined as the amount of solute dissolved in a given amount of solvent at a given temperature. From this definition, we can surmise that solubility is dependent on temperature. Okay? So dapat din nating tandaan na yung solute is the dissolved substance and the solvent is the dissolving medium. Now, depending upon the dissolution of the solute, we have three types of solutions. So if the solution contains the maximum amount of solute, which can be dissolved by the given amount of solvent at a specific temperature, then we have a saturated solution. If the solution, on the other hand, contains less than the maximum amount of solute, we have an unsaturated solution. And because it contains less than the maximum amount, additional solute can still be dissolved. Then we have a supersaturated solution, one which contains more than the maximum amount of solute, which can be dissolved. Paano mangyayari yun kung maximum na yung saturated? Paano magkakaroon pa ng more than the maximum? So, yung supersaturated solution is obtained through heating of a saturated solution and adding more solute. Habang mainit yung saturated solution, dadagdagan mo ng solute kasi mas natutunaw yun dahil tumataas yung solubility. But it is expected that upon cooling, yung extra solute will crystallize out. So yung application yun, naisip ko no, yung hot fudge or sundae, di ba? Pag kumain ka nun, supersaturated solution yun, sugar. Pag kinain mo, it should be soft and smooth. Pero minsan, pag dinidilaan mo yung hot fudge mo, parang may crystals mo yun. Nagki-crystallize out na yung extra sugar. Now, based on nature of solvent, we have aqueous solution and non-aqueous solution. So an aqueous solution has water as solvent, non-aqueous solvent other than water. Now, based on the amount of solute added to the solvent, we have dilute or dilute solution, one which contains a small amount of solute relative to the large amount of solvent. whereas a concentrated solution contains a large amount of solute dissolved in a small amount of solvent. So kunwari magko-compare ka ng dalawang sugar solution, no, yung mas matabang, mas dilute, no, kaysa dun sa mas matamis, yung concentrated siya. We have two processes, no, involved in solution and equilibrium in solution, at least when we talk about solids in liquid solutions. No? First, we have the dissolution or breaking away of solute molecules from the surface of the solid. So ito yung pag disintegrate ng solute molecules or particles. And then deposition of solute molecules on the surface. So yung pagbubuo ulit. Okay? So a solution is saturated if those two processes are equal. The rate of dissolution is equal to the rate of deposition. It is unsaturated if the rate of dissolution is greater than deposition, and a supersaturated solution if deposition of solute molecules on the surface of the solid is greater than the dissolution of solute molecules. Okay? Now, based on the state of solute and solvent, we have these types of solutions. We have solid and solid. Example is alloy. No? Ano naman yung example ng alloy? So, yung alloy is a mixture of metals. No? Example nun ay brass, which is a mixture of copper and zinc. Bronze, a mixture of copper and tin. No? So, yung brass yung ginagamit na brass bed, ganda, no? Tapos yung bronze, yung pag third honor ka, dati yung bronze medal binibigay. Then solid and liquid, ito napakadaming example. No? Kape, timpla mo yung kape, juice, no? Kung walang ORS, oral rehydration salt, at ikaw ay nag-LBM, magtunaw ka ng salt sa tubig, yung inumin mo, o kaya sugar sa tubig, yung solid and liquids. No? Then we have liquid and solid. Example is amalgam. So amalgam is a mixture of mercury in metal. For example, in mercury and silver. No? Ginagamit siya dati sa pagpasta. Pero ngayon, hindi na siya ginagamit kasi alam natin, mercury ay harmful. Then we have a solution of liquid in liquid. Example is vinegar, which is actually a solution of acetic acid in water. No? Then we have gas in solid. For example, is hydrogen gas in platinum or gold. We have gas in liquid, no? A classic example are carbonated drinks, no? Yung mga soft drinks na iniinom. And then we have gas in gas. Example is air, no? Mixture of nitrogen, hydrogen, argon, and other traces of other gases. No? Meron akong asterisk, no, yung solid in gas or liquid in gas. Wala siya kasi para maging solution, so dapat sobrang paliitin yung particles ng solid at liquid. So pag pinaliit mo, nagpo-fall na siya sa gas in gas. Now, let's discuss the factors affecting solubility. So number one is solute-solvent interactions, or what we call the nature of solute and solvent. Here, we say like dissolves like. For example, a polar solute is dissolved in a polar solvent. A non-polar solvent dissolves non-polar solute. We also have here common ion effect, or the decrease in solubility of ionic compound, no, by the addition of common ion. For example, calcium sulfate, no, is not highly soluble in water, pero soluble pa rin siya. So, when in solution with water, so mag-ionize yun into calcium and sulfate. Pag dinagdagan mo ng copper sulfate, no, na mas mataas ang solubility, so nagkakaroon ng increase in sulfate ion kasi copper sulfate mag-ionize into copper and sulfate. Kanina, calcium and sulfate. So common yung sulfate, so yung common ion. Dahil tumaas yung concentration ng sulfate, yung Chatellier's principle, no, nagsasabi na mag-shift yung direction ng reaction towards the direction kung saan gagamitin mo yung sulfate, additional sulfate. So ano yung reaction na pupuntahan? Yung formation ng calcium sulfate. So konti na nga yung, mababa na nga yung solubility, mas bumababa pa. So yun yung common ion effect. Dinidecrease yung solubility ng ionic compound because of the addition of a common ion. Okay? Then we have temperature, no? Now, the effect of temperature depends on whether the reaction is endothermic or exothermic, as again dictated by the Chatelier's principle. Of course, it is easy to surmise that an endothermic, so one which uses, absorbs energy. No? An increase in temperature for endothermic reaction would increase solubility. Pressure has marked effect on solutions of gas in liquid. Siyempre, wala yan masyado sa solid because of the structure of particles in solid. But pressure has a marked effect on solutions of gas in liquid. Ang guiding principle naman ay Henry's law. Ano yung sinasabi? No? The solubility of gas in liquid is directly proportional to the amount of pressure of gas over the liquid. So, mas mataas yung pressure, mas mataas yung solubility ng gas doon sa liquid. We also have factors which affect the rate of solution naman, yung bilis ng pag-dissolve. No? Number one is particle size. So, syempre, pag lumiliit yung particles, lumalaki yung surface area. Sumawa yung iodized salt as against rock salt. So, yung iodized salt, mas malaki yung surface area niya. So, yung mas malaki yung surface area na exposed sa solvent particles. So, mas malaki yung interaction nila. Kaya mas mabilis yung rate of solution formation. Yun namang rate of stirring. So, pag nag-stir ka naman, nagkukos ka ng mas madaming contact between the solute and solvent particles. Kaya there is also an increase in the rate of solution formation. And finally, for temperature, if you increase the temperature, you increase the kinetic energy. Siyempre, if you increase the kinetic energy, mas mabilis yung movement ng particles, mas bilis yung collision nila or interaction nila. Therefore, there is also an increase in the rate of solution formation, at least for solids in liquid solution. Now, let's discuss the different expressions of concentration. So, parang may anim dito na expression. Number one is percent by mass, which specifies the mass of solute per mass of solution. So, mathematically, percent by mass is equal to the mass of solute divided by the mass of solution times 100%. So, example, we have here, if 5 grams of sugar is dissolved in water to make 50 grams solution, what is the percent by mass of the resulting solution? By definition, percent by mass is the mass of solute divided by the mass of solution. So we have 5 grams of solute divided by 50 grams of solution as given in the problem. So times 100%, that gives us 10% by mass of sugar in 50 grams solution. Anong kaibahan dito? If 5 grams of sugar is dissolved, this should have been dissolved in 50 grams of water. What is the percent by mass? So take note that the mass of solution now is equal to the mass of sugar plus the mass of water. Yung kaibahan kasi kanina, 50 grams na ng solution. Dito, yung 50 grams solvent lang. Okay? So we add the mass of solute and the mass of solvent. So we now have 5 grams divided by 55 grams. So we have 9.09% by mass. Number 2 is expressing by percent by volume, which specifies the volume of solute per volume of solution. So percent by volume is equal to the volume of solute divided by the volume of solution times 100%. I have here a note. No? So yung proof. A proof is also an expression of concentration which is specifically used to express concentrations of alcoholic beverages. No? Ano yung equivalent? A proof is twice the percent by volume. So, an 80 proof wine is equivalent to 40% by volume ethyl alcohol. So, yung 90 proof is 45% ethyl alcohol. For example, how many ml of acetic acid is present in 1 liter of a 3.5% by volume vinegar? So we are given the percent by volume of the solute, which is 3.5. Our solute is acetic acid. The volume of solution is 1 liter, or that is equivalent to 1,000 ml. And we are required to find the volume of acetic acid. So from the definition, percent by volume is equal to the volume of solute, which is acetic acid in this particular problem, divided by the volume of solution, which is vinegar. We are asked to solve for the volume of acetic acid, which is actually the numerator. So simplifying, we have the volume of acetic acid being equal to percentage by volume of acetic divided by 100% to remove the percent sign, times the volume of the vinegar. So that is 3.5% by 100% times 1000 ml. So there are 35 milliliters of acetic acid in 1 liter of a 3.5% vinegar. So yun naman yung mga 3.5 to 5% acetic acid sa vinegar. Third expression is mole fraction. So the mole fraction expresses the ratio of the number of moles of the component, either solute or solvent, to the number of moles of the entire solution. So X sub A is the mole fraction of solute. So we have moles of solute divided by moles of solute plus the mole of solvent. Kung solvent naman, X sub B, the mole fraction of solvent is equal to the number of moles of solvent divided by the number of moles of solute plus the number of moles of solvent. Note that the total number of moles is equal to the number of moles of solute plus the number of moles of solvent. But the mole fraction, the sum of the mole fraction is always equal to 1. So mole fraction of the solute plus the mole fraction of the solvent is always equal to 1. So for example, if 8 grams of sodium hydroxide with molecular weight 40 grams per mole is dissolved in 90 grams of water, calculate the mole fraction of solute. So abstracting the data from the given problem, the mass of solute, which is sodium hydroxide, is 8 grams. The molecular weight of solute, which is sodium hydroxide, is 40 grams per mole. I hope you know how to compute for the molecular weight. The mass of solvent, which is water, is 90 grams. The molecular weight of solvent is 18 grams per mole. And we are required to find the mole fraction of sodium hydroxide, which is actually the solute in this particular problem. X sub A, or the mole fraction of solute, is moles of solute upon moles of solute plus mole of solvent. So, ang moles ng solute natin ay mass ng solute divided by molecular weight. So, 8 grams divided by 40 grams. So, solute, ito rin yan, solute, solvent. Solvent is 90 grams divided by 18 grams. So, yung mga units ay magka-cancel out. So, grams, grams, wala. Matitira lang mole over mole. So, mole fraction has no unit. So, we have 0.038 mole. That's the mole fraction of the solute. So, may expect natin yung solvent ay 2, 2, 10, 6, 7, no? 6.962. Yun yung mole fraction naman ng solvent. Number 4 is molarity, or M, or molar concentration. This gives the number of moles of solute in a liter of solution. So by definition, molarity is equal to moles of solute per liter of solution. Again, we know that the moles of solute is equal to the mass of solute divided by the molecular weight of solute. So we are asked to calculate for the molarity of a solution prepared by dissolving 22 grams of calcium chloride with molecular weight 110 grams per mole in water to make a 100 ml solution. So mass of solute is 22 grams, volume of solution is 100 ml or 0.1 liter. Bakit kino-convert, ma'am? Kasi yung definition natin, denominator natin ay liter of solution. So substituting, mass of solute is 22 grams divided by molecular weight 110 divided by the liter of solution. So we have 2 moles per liter, or 2 molar. We have another example. How many grams of sulfuric acid with molecular weight 98 grams per mole is present in, how many grams are present? How many grams are present in 500 ml of a 4 molar solution? So the volume of solution is 500 ml or 0.5 liter. Molarity is 4 moles per liter. We are required to find the mass of solute. So writing the definition, molarity is moles of solute per liter of solution or equivalent to mass of solute upon molecular weight of solute upon liter of solution. The mass of solute now is just the product of the molarity, molecular weight, and volume of solution in liter. So molarity is 4 moles per liter times 98 gram per mole times 0.5 liter. So yung mole would cancel out, liter would cancel out, matitira grams. So we have 196 grams of sulfuric acid present in 500 ml of a 4 molar solution. Fifth concentration is molality or molal concentration denoted by small letter M. This gives the number of moles of solute in a kilogram of solvent. So yun lang yung kaibahan. Kilogram ng solvent, pareho yung numerator. Okay, so what is the molar concentration of a 10% by mass aqueous sodium chloride solution? Molecular weight of sodium chloride is 58 grams per mole. So percent mass sodium chloride is 10, percent mass of water is 90. Ang kailangan natin ay mass nila. So we need to have a basis. So we use 100 gram of solution as our basis so that the percent by mass will be numerically equal to the mass. The mass now of sodium chloride is 10 grams and the mass of water is 90 grams or 0.09 kilogram. Bakit kinonvert sa kilogram? Kasi yung denominator natin dapat in kilogram. So substituting 10 grams over 58 gram per mole over 0.09 kilogram. Gram would cancel out. Then we will have mole per kilogram. So we have 1.92 moles per kilogram or 1.92 molal. And then we have normality or N, which gives the number of equivalents of a solute in a liter of solution. So pareho siya ng molarity doon sa denominator, pero yung numerator ay equivalents. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng equivalence? So mass of solute over gram equivalent weight. So yun ang kaibahan. Ano yung gram equivalent weight? So molecular weight over the number of replaceable hydrogen or hydroxyl ion. Okay? So suffice to say, para siya sa mga acids and bases. No? So yung equivalent, mass over gram equivalent weight. Okay? So example, if 10 grams of phosphoric acid is added to water to make 200 ml solution, what is the normality of the solution? Molecular weight of phosphoric acid is 98 gram per mole. So given mass of solute is 10 grams, ang solute natin, phosphoric, volume ng solution is 200 ml or 0.2 liter. We are required to solve for the normality. So using the definition, normality is equal to equivalence of phosphoric acid upon liter of solution. So equivalence is mass over gram equivalent. So 10 grams, no? Yung gram equivalent ay pareho lang yan ha, kahit nandiyan, kahit nasa ibaba, no? So 98 grams yung molecular weight, 98 grams. So yung number of replaceable hydrogen 3. Ayun, no, 3. Tingnan mo lang yung formula. So 98 grams per 3 equivalent. So yung grams would cancel out. Aakyat yung equivalence, no? Divided by 0.2. So that's 1.5 equivalents per liter or 1.5 normal. And then we have the second problem, calculate the normality of a 20% by mass sodium hydroxide solution if the density is 1.2 gram per mole. So we are given the percent by mass of solute, which is 20, and density of solution, which is 1.2. So percent by mass, we need again to have a basis 100 gram solution such that the mass of solute will be numerically equal to that 20% by mass. So it will now be 20 grams. If the solute is 20 grams, therefore 100 grams yung solution, 80 grams yung solvent. So we solve first for the volume of solution. We are given the mass of the solution. Ang ginamit natin, yung basis na 100 grams, no? Divided by the density which is given. So 100 grams divided by 1.2 gram per ml, we have 83.33 ml or 0.083 liters. So yan yung volume ng solution natin. Yan ay mapupunta sa denominator. So equivalence, again, mass na solute divided by the gram equivalent of the solute, which is sodium hydroxide. So 20 grams divided by molecular weight, which is 40 grams. Sodium is 23, oxygen is 16, hydrogen is also 40. Tapos there is one replaceable hydroxyl ion OH, no? Kaya 1 equivalent. So grams divide itself. So we have equivalents per liter. So we have 6.0 equivalents per liter or 6.0 normal. Okay, so that's the end of the presentation. That's the end of the video. I hope nag-enjoy, no? At naintindihan yung kahalagahan ng solution at paano mag-express ng concentration ng solution. Okay? So, till next video, you stay safe and you stay healthy, class, and I'll see you soon. See you when I see you. Bye for now.